The Great Derby Catastrophe. Once upon a bright spring morning in Louisville, a massive orange tabby named George Weasley nodded off under the old magnolia tree by Churchill Downs. George was no ordinary feline. He was famously fluffy, with whiskers like regal scrolls and paws the size of coasters. That same morning, the largest crowd in racing history gathered at the track, buzzing with excitement for the impending Kentucky Derby. Trainers, jockeys, and owners bustled in the paddock, fine-tuning every detail. Meanwhile, George stretched, gasped a great feline yawn, and splash! Somersaulted right into the silver jockey's stirrup bucket of a nervous filly named Queen's Delight, who was about to be saddled. Janet, the filly's owner, looked frantically around. "Where's the jockey's bucket?" But all she saw was an enormous cat seated like royalty on the saddle padding. Before anyone could protest, a whinny echoed a misstep, knocked loose George's perch and down the track. Queen's Delight galloped, marmalade secured between saddle and reins. The bell rang. Go! The race began. Spectators gasped. There in full view was a gigantic orange tabby, crouched low, tail streaming behind like a furry plume. Cameras flashed. Commentators sputtered. "Is that a cat?" Queen's Delight thundered forward, perhaps unnerved, or perhaps inspired by her peculiar passenger. She ran faster than in any trial, her hooves pounding the dirt in rhythm. George's wide golden eyes took in the track, the flag-waving crowds, the fluttering silks. He felt thrilled. The other horses thundered beside them. Drama peaked as they rounded the final turn. George's urge to chase fluttering flags propelled the filly into an unprecedented burst of speed. Their rivals strained, but Queen's Delight, slick with determination or confusion, held them off. Crowd roared as they surged down the home stretch. The finish line neared, with a slapdash flick of his tail for balance. George seemed to push the filly into a final gain. Queen's Delight crossed first. They had actually won the Kentucky Derby with the giant orange cat still clinging on. The stands shook with laughter, cheers, and disbelief. Reporters swarmed. Cameras zoomed in on George's whiskered face, wide-eyed, ears perked, tail held high with feline pride and confusion. An impromptu trophy was presented. The famed roses crowned the filly's neck, and there George perched triumphantly atop the winner's blanket, his fur tangled in petals. Trainers and officials chuckled, speechless. The press called the day the Great Derby Catastrophe. George's unintended ride became legend. A cartoonist for the Louisville paper immortalized the moment. A giant orange cat raced across a finish line draped in roses, jockey hat askew. From that day on, Kentuckians whispered about the Derby that a cat technically won, and a new tradition was born every year. A Best Furry Spectator award was added in honor of George's unexpected victory. And George, he strutted home a hero, medal round his neck, head held high, forever known as Derby Cat, champion by accident, and king of Churchill Downs in every fluffy heart that heard his tale.